Drucker once said, what get measured gets managed. It's one of those simple truths that apply as much to business as it does in life. Yet when it comes to marketing, far too many business owners ignore this principle. They pour money, time, and energy into marketing activities, social media posts, email campaigns, networking events, etc., without really knowing if any of it is working. Sarah here, aka the Business Fixer. So today I'm going to be talking about how you can find out whether your marketing is actually working. Now, the danger in not actually working out whether it's working and in not measuring results is you ultimately then can't manage them. You can't improve them, because ultimately you cannot prove what you do not understand, and you cannot make confident decisions about where to invest your time and money with respect to your marketing if you don't know what's working and what's not, right? Okay, so I'm going to share a little story with you. Okay, at the weekend I hit a weight goal that I've been trying to reach months. It's not my final goal, but it was a milestone for me worth celebrating. And what struck me though wasn't just the number that was on the scales. It was in fact that sometimes, whilst the scales may barely move, actually the tape measure can say 1,000 words, right? Because you can lose inches without losing weight. And that was a bit of a light bulb moment for me, because it mirrors exactly what happens in business marketing, in business marketing. Too many people judge success on a single number. So something like followers, likes, engagement, digging deeper. Just as with health, there is more than one way to measure progress. And if you rely on one measure, you might miss the actual real and full story, because scales tell you something. The measurement tell you more. It's the same with your marketing results. Okay, so why is measuring your marketing, why does it matter? Right? Marketing feel like a bit of a guessing game. You try a bit of this, you dabble in that, and you hope it works, right? And hope is not a strategy. The problem is that most business owners do not take the time to test and do their marketing. They make decisions on gut feel, assumptions, or vanity numbers, right? And one of the traps in which you can easily fall into is making decisions without data. So if you're not tracking your marketing goals, you're essentially driving blind. You might think that posting daily on LinkedIn is working because you might be getting engagement, but unless that engagement is translated to real inquiries, then is it really actually delivering the impact that you're looking for? And the consequences are serious. You can waste thousands of pounds on the wrong channels, overlook the strategies that quietly bring in your best clients, and end up in a cycle of frustration where you're working harder but you're not actually moving forward. And measuring your marketing is not an optional extra. It is the foundation for better decisions and better results. So, vanity numbers, it's meaningful results. It's tempting to get caught up in numbers that make us good. The high follower counts, the likes, shares, and the impressions. They can look impressive on the surface. And I'm not saying don't keep an eye on those things, but ultimately those vanity numbers not what's going to pay the bills. They show activity but not outcomes. So what you really need to do is measure the numbers that actually impact your business. So these can include the leads your marketing efforts have generated. How many genuine inquiries are you receiving? Conversions of those leads that you are getting, how many are turning into paying clients? The cost per acquisition, and sometimes this is a jargon type phrase that marketers use. It is an important one, and in essence it means how much does it cost to win a new client. Client lifetime value, another jargon piece. How much is each worth to your business over time? And of course, source tracking. Where are your best clients actually coming from? Are they coming from LinkedIn? Are they coming from your website? Where are they actually coming from? And what matters is whether marketing produces the right kind of clients and contributes to your revenue goals. So don't obsess over things like likes. Look at the qualified inquiries. Instead of always celebrating a viral post, ask how many booked consultations it's generated. Don't get wrong, it's great when you see a post as I do it myself, where it's great when a particular post that's got more engagement, it seems to be viewed by more people, because the more you get in front of, the more chance you're going to get of generating leads. So it's not like you ignore it, but it's not the most important part, okay? Because ultimately, a professional sales firm might pour months into some kind of thought leadership that might earn them applause. If none of that attention is turning into conversations, it's not ultimately serving business. Equally, a channel does not look glamorous, such as referrals or steady working, might quietly perform from other channels. If it consistently delivers paying clients, that is a result that is worth tracking and protect, right? The shift is simple to say and hard to practice. Move away from measuring activity, measure outcomes. I'm not saying you stop measuring activity at all. You do, but outcomes is the most important aspect, okay? So then you need to link your marketing results to your actual business, which is something that I see time and time again. You know, if I talk about goal setting on a frequent basis, and if you have goals in your business, then how can you then match the marketing to it? Because ultimately, measurement on its own is not. It becomes meaningful when you align with your wider goals. This is why marketing must be planned and in the context of what the business needs to achieve, right? So in terms of ultimately, you know, we know that setting goals is important. They should be clear, actionable, and measurable. And the same principle applies to marketing, because for example, if your business goal is increase your revenue by, say, 20% this year, and your marketing metrics should then directly connect to that outcome. Otherwise, you're collecting data for data's sake. So let's put this kind of into an example, right? And work back with this. So if your revenue target, say, £100,000, and your client is worth, say, £5,000, you need then 20 clients. If you convert 1 in 5 inquiries to a sale, you need 100 qualified leads. Now marketing has a clear job to do. It must deliver 100 qualified inquiries of the year, and your dashboard needs to show where those inquiries are coming from and how they convert. And suddenly the conversation changes from, unlike our posts are doing well, to we're about 38 qualified inquiries this quarter against the target of 50. 2 channels are underperforming, 1 is over delivering, and here is what we will do to adjust. See the difference. So ask yourself this: are marketing activities aligned with the business goals I've set? Do the number tracking show whether I am moving towards my goals? Without this connection, you're at risk of measuring the things and chasing results that don't actually matter. Without this business goals, you can collect beautiful charts and still miss the mark. Tie every map to the destination. So, how do you then test and track marketing? And I'm going to give you an example in terms of a simple dashboard that you use, because ultimately you need to go from vague ideas to concrete evidence. You does not need to be an extra piece of software to be able to get control of this. A simple spreadsheet will do. It will massively outperform a complex system if you never ever own it. So Here we go. Think of it as two connected parts. The first bit is your lead source log. This can be a separate sheet or tab in your dashboard. Every time an inquiry comes in, you're recording how they found you. Did they come from Google? Did they come from LinkedIn, a referral, or an ad, or whatever else there is? Okay, this thing clear attribution. But I also want you to go deeper than that. It's not just actual source, but it is things like, is there a specific campaign you are running? So if on LinkedIn, like I'm doing at the end of this month, I'm redoing my 5-day business transformation challenge. If in LinkedIn they've seen that, the source of that is just LinkedIn, it's the actual challenge. So, think about the campaigns that are associated and the detail. If they found you from Google, what did they search for you to come up that then got them to choose you? Because it's all important data that you can then later use. Then the second part is the channel performance track. So on another sheet/tab, you list each marketing channel that you use down the left-hand column. So site, SEO, Google Business Profile, email, LinkedIn, networking, referral, whatever. Across the top, you then create monthly columns to capture the numbers. So inquiries from that channel, sales from those inquiries, and revenue generated. Add columns for spend and time invested so you can then see true costs. Once you have both parts, the picture then starts to be clearer. The lead source log shows the immediate origin of every inquiry. The channel tracker shows performers at a higher level, how whole channels perform over time. Together, they'll give you an insight to decide whether to double down and where to cut back. So, to make this dashboard work, you need to have analytics. So free tools like Google Analytics is an ideal one that you can use that helps you track online activity and link it back to your inquiries. Test, don't assume. As my ex-husband would often say, assumptions are the mother of all else. No assumptions. So run small experiments, subject lines, land page headlines, offers, and record the results tracker. Track context. Keep a notes column for changes such as a new offer, a seasonal dip, or a campaign launch. Review monthly. At the end of each month, look at what's working, what's not, adjust. As I've said this earlier, focus on outcomes, not so much on the activity. Posting 3 times a week is not success, but generating 3 qualified inquiries from that post is. Always link activity back to business outcomes. The beauty of this approach is that it works for both online and offline marketing, whether it's a LinkedIn post, a networking event, or a talk you delivered, or an email campaign. The principle is the same. Log the numbers, review them regularly, let the data drive your next move. So, what are some of the clear signs that your marketing is working and what to do next? There are patterns that will tell us even before you've opened a spreadsheet. If you're getting inquiries but there are the wrong types of clients, I can guarantee your marketing message is off. The solution is to revisit who you're targeting and refine how you talk about the problems that you solve. You're then measuring the quality of the inquiries as well as quantity. Now, if you are working harder than ever without more sales, you are focusing on activity rather than outcomes. The fix is to make qualified inquiries your main lever and review every channel against that benchmark. Stop pouring effort into channels that do not generate the meaningful conversations. Now, if you cannot say where your clients are coming from, you have an attribution problem. Begin asking every new lead how they found you and record it. Add a how do you hear about us question or contact forms. Within weeks, you have clarity that will shape your future choice in terms of your marketing. If you are caught in the feast or famine cycle, and this is something that time and time again I see, I was talking about it today at networking, where many businesses are so caught up in the client delivery that they stop their marketing. I'll give you a prime example where most people, they'll do a stint of marketing, they get a load of new work in, and they do the client delivery, but during client delivery they stop their marketing altogether. You need to have that steady marketing whilst you're still doing the delivery, so you then have the steady flow of inquiries, so you're not in the whole kind of wave of marketing, then do client delivery, then must do marketing, etc. That is not the way to do it, right? The way is to, for example, to pick 2 channels that you can sustain even in nosy periods and systemize them. Consistency smooths the pipeline and the cycle. With marketing, consistency is key. If you keep increasing spend without seeing results, you don't have a budget problem, you have a return problem. So go back to the basics. Is your offer clear? Are you reaching the right audience? Are you is the path to work with you simple? Fix those issues before adding in money. Okay. Now, what you need to do, as I touched upon this, is tie your revenue targets, your sales numbers, your leads together. Marketing that is not tied to financial goals will always feel vague. Set a clear rev target and work towards it to see how many sales and leads you need. So I gave you an example earlier, but I'm going to give you another one. I really want to hammer this home. So if your goal is to generate 240k in income and your average project is £6,000, you need 40 projects. If you convert 1 in 3 proposals into a deal, that means 120 proposals. If you turn 1 in 3 qualified inquiries into a proposal, you then 360 inquiries in the year, or 30 a month. Hopefully you start to follow that through. When you do your marketing this way, then action becomes obvious. If conversion is weak, it's the sales process. If conversion is strong but low, boost the top of the funnel. Every marketing decision connects back to revenue. Okay? So, what good looks like in practice, okay? Good marketing measurements does not feel overwhelming. It feels calm and controlled because you know what is working. Each month, review your dashboard, make small adjustments, and carry forward the lessons that you're learning. Over time, those small changes compound into steadier inquiries, healthier pipelines, and stronger revenue. Most importantly, you feel like you are in control. So how do you bring it all together, and what are your next steps? If you recognise yourself in what I am talking about today, start by building a dashboard. Link every measure to your goal so each number has a job. Protect the activities that generate the qualified inquiries and stop those that do not. Run small, focused tests and give them enough time to be fair. Because a lot of the time people change very quickly without giving something a true time frame to be able to test. Keep asking the only question that matters. Is my marketing working to produce the results my business actually needs? Just like my friend on the scales, you'll not hit the final target overnight, but every measured step matters. Some months revenue will not move much, but you might see better inquiry quality, a stronger conversion rate, or a lower cost per client. That progress is real. Celebrate, learn from it, and build from it, right? So, is your marketing really working for you? The only way to answer this is by measuring those marketing results. Not just likes, not just active, but meaningful numbers that connect your business goals. You don't need a budget or more hours in the day. You need clarity, and clarity comes from data. Now, if you are ready to stop guessing and making decisions based on evidence, the first step is we need to get a clearer picture of where business stands today. And there are a couple of ways in which you can do that. The first is the business performance health check. And if you're interested in doing that health check, literally just comment the word health and I will send you the link. Honestly, this is completely free and gives you some really valuable data. If you are ready to actually take action and you are also having a conversation with me as to how I help you actually get your marketing on track, then all I want you to do is to comment the word performance, and then actually have a conversation. Now, I'm also, and I'm giving you so much here, is at the end of this month, the 5-day business transformation challenge is back, and you will then live coaching with me completely free. So if you want to test out a little bit before you're ready to maybe even do the health check, or even before you want to have a conversation with me, the challenge is a fantastic opportunity, because you can literally ask questions, any business challenge you've got right now, and I will live coach you in those sessions completely for free. So if you want to take part in the challenge, just comment the word and I will send you the link for that. So there are 3 key things there. I don't normally give you, but today I am. So hope you found today's session valuable. Just as a quick recap, business performance health check, comment the word health. If you want to have a one-to-one session, be completely free, comment the word performance. If you want to take part in the chat, comment the word challenge. Plenty for you to be able to get your teeth into. I will see you all again next week.